there's an update from Oakland.
Yep.
I opened the show by talking about every storyline arc for the entire season, going into the season, for the entire season to look for all 32 teams. And for Oakland, I said, take your pick. Take your pick from Oakland. And the football gods apparently have already taken their pick. Adam Schefter reporting moments ago on the Worldwide Leader that the Raiders star receiver Antonio Brown and Mike Mayock, general manager, who I've been in on occasion on the business end of a stare from him, a stance that he's taken, then he's never shy to do it. Apparently, they got into it. Is that a quote? Quote unquote, they got into it.
Yeah, so Schefter's tweet says AB and Mike Mayock got into it
Wednesday.
On Wednesday. Yeah.
And the team is now planning to suspend its star wide receiver. Monday night on ESPN. Last game of week 1, Denver at Oakland. And so yesterday, and not all of my opinions or takes or beliefs are spot on. I'm always going to be raising my hand and say I was off on this one. When I saw the Instagram story post from Antonio Brown yesterday, snapping the fine letter that Mike Mayock gave him and signed, saying that he was being fined less than $50, less than $14,000 for missing a walkthrough in Canada, which, by the way, all you got to do is just show up in your shorts, and you don't even sometimes have to wear shoes for these things. And it's not like you got to get dressed or anything. Just get your ass out to a walkthrough in Canada. I mean, you're flown to Canada. What are you doing in Canada? Right? With all due respect to the good people of Winnipeg, what are you doing there on a Thursday morning if your whole team's flown in there?
Going to Tim Hortons.
So they basically told him, this is your walk. You missed that walkthrough. It started with, as you know. I mean, as you know, you missed the walkthrough. You're fine.
Yeah.
And this is on the heels of a $40,000 fine when you didn't show up to a training camp workout, which led to Mike Mayock strolling out unannounced to the members of the media gathered there to talk in less than a minute about how Brown's not here. We've exhausted all avenues of possibility or opportunity or whatever about the helmet. Either you're all in or all out. Remember that speech? Well, it cost him $40,000. So Antonio Instagram stories that went out, and I said Mayock probably was told by his daughter it was out there. Maybe somebody else beat Lee to the punch. And I thought Mike would just roll his eyes and just go, okay, son, just go ahead and ball out. And instead, I think it appears that Mike had a little bit more of a strenuous opinion on it. And I have to say, just again, from the outside of it here, good for Mike, man. I mean, that Mike saw what happened with the Facebook Live stuff in Pittsburgh and saw how he did get his way out of Pittsburgh through his Instagram stories. We're going to stop this right here. This is internal business. You are not allowed to tweet out internal business. As a matter of fact, we as all NFL employees, we got to watch videos and take tests on what's the right way of doing business, what the rules are of the NFL as a league employee. You're not allowed to tweet out official business of the NFL, as he did on his Instagram story. I'm assuming that's what it was about. I have no idea. Could have been. Who knows what it's about? But it was enough for Mike to basically tell John, this is not happening. Could have happened in front of Gruden. I have no idea. But, John, we're not going to have this here in the first year of us. And I know how valuable he is. That's why you wanted him. That's why we agreed to get him. That's why I worked this deal out with Drew Rosenhaus. And that's why we dealt with the helmet stuff. That's why you were on his side. That's why you were talking to him about being, a Raider, and you could come to me with anything. It's all about football. That's why we did that. But this will not stand. Knock on wood if you're with me.
This is insane.
So Schefter says now that the fine letter being put on Instagram led to the exchange. So it was related to this. Got it. And so that means what? Monday night he won't be out. How long can you suspend him? I don't think you could. I don't know how long you have to do it. I got to figure this out. There's that Keyshawn rule, right? That it can't be in more than a certain number of games that you could just conduct detrimental, sit somebody down. And then how will you handle that? I'll tell you this. That's a lot of money that he's gotten from the Raiders that not a single soul will pay him based off of the way that he has reacted over the last few months to lead to this. He is absurdly talented. I said it yesterday when Zeke Elliott got paid his money despite being one infraction away from losing, it seems, an entire season of work. Antonio Brown is as good as there is. He is absurdly talented, but there is apparently a bright silver and black line that Mayock is laying down, or a situation that he's willing to overlook on behalf of the team and Gruden. And he also knows if the kid is great and balls out, I shouldn't just use the word kid. I mean, he's a 30-year-old man. He's using the phraseology that Mayock always had for draft coverage. But this grown-ass man, if he balls out, we're a much better team. I have no idea what happened. But for this to come out now, oh, my word. TJ took him in fantasy for how much? $44 in an auction?
32.
Oh, well, business ain't be booming over there.
Vic Tafur, who covers the team for The Athletic, said Antonio Brown had to be held back by a couple of teammates.
Mike's a big man.
He is. Played baseball and football collegiately.
He's not backing down for anybody. And this is his first general managing opportunity. He's not going to have this blown up. There's a reason why Antonio Brown was available. And if you hear this, hold on. If we can pause, maybe we'll hear it. I know our studio is sealed, and we all have earpieces in that block out some noise. But if we could just hold on a second. That is the sound of every Steeler fan cackling like Joaquin Phoenix in The Joker.
Can hear it all the way from Western PA.
Cackling as Big Ben gets set to throw to Juju Smith-Schuster and hand off to James Conner. And that's the sound you hear as well. Hold on a minute. That's the quiet from Pittsburgh. They're through that looking glass, and the Raiders are in the barrel right now with Antonio Brown. And how do you handle it? I don't know. Knock on wood if you're with me.
For more of The Rich Eisen Show, tune to Audience Channel 239 on DirecTV for free on BR Live, or download the Rich Eisen Show app.